Hi, everybody. It's me, Dee Dee and Steve.
From HGTV.
And Lindy's in the back room. Hello, Lindy.
Hello.
Okay, there she is. Are you naked today?
No.
She's not naked today. Okay.
But
anyway,
somebody will be.
Somebody's about to be. Okay. This piece should be called this piece.
This piece.
But anyway, I'm going to show it to you. Steve, start telling them about this piece. And I know there's things you don't want to say, so I'll tell them those parts.
So,
it even kind of looks like a pitchfork.
Ever since the beginning of time, the Satanic Church has been trying to infiltrate or penetrate our society.
Ever since America was founded, has been trying to infiltrate our society to try to get an evil agenda across. It began very early, the witches of Salem, and we'll come full circle with that later, but then in the Disney movies are created with sex and Satanism and cartoons, all types of
subliminal messaging.
A
lot of subliminal messaging.
And some of them even overt messages, but they've been doing stuff like that. They've been taking away our church, what do you want to call them, relic statues. They take away the 10 Commandment statues.
Out of public places,
At public places,
schools,
crosses,
whatever.
stuff like that. And this is because they're trying to push this agenda called After School Satan Club. Now, what is the...
You know what? That's not what they're trying to push with the agenda. It's just... That's a big part of it, because if you can get children while they're young...
At a young age.
You kind of have them forever.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Lindy, speak.
Well, I'll tell you what, that makes sense because Disney owns ABC. They bought ABC years and years ago. And look how ABC, with the shows like The View,
The View.
and all
Right,
their
here we go.
liberal,
Here we go.
agenda,
Yes?
they're trying to, they don't like Christianity.
No, they don't.
And
I'm one that believes, you do what you want to do. It's not my concern, but you don't shove it down kids' throats either.
No.
And then tell me you can't have prayer in school anymore, but you can have the ASSC.
Yeah, there's going to be
After
separation
school
of state. It should be
Satan.
separation of state, regardless of whether it's Satanism
Absolutely.
or Christianity.
I agree.
That's just it, and that's what they're trying to do. And they hide behind the facade that they're these free-spirited, loving people who are going to let these children choose on their own whether they want to be introduced to the Church of Satan or not, and that they're based on scientific programming. But it's simply not true.
So let's get down to bare bones.
Yeah,
Bottom
let's get
line.
down to bare bones.
What was going on?
Bottom line is we snuck this lady in. They were having a convention in Salem, Massachusetts, where all these different delegates from all these satanic churches, Church of Satan, came to Salem to meet.
Well, we didn't sneak her in. We
sent her.
I actually know her, okay? And she has been fighting this type of stuff within the public school forever. She's 70 years old. Now, she doesn't...
I thought she was 65.
No, she's not 65. She's like 69 or...
70.
No, wait a minute. She's 67. That's
67.
right. Yeah, she's 67. So she's 67 years old, and, she still gets around, whatever. And she herself infiltrated the convention, knowing that she's 67 years old and no one's supposed to suspect her of anything. Yeah. She dressed up in all black. She did all that because, a lot of them do.
And she sat down to this...
Had her hair done, wore expensive jewelry, and
makeup.
The whole 9 yards, 67. Looks 67, but, is with it. So she knows no one's really going to question a 67-year-old woman.
Right.
So they're doing their convention, and Steve, where were the people coming from? They came from all over, didn't they?
They came from, Dallas, D.C., Boston, New York, Chicago, L.A., San Francisco, that place in Oregon.
And when was this, in case the people want to look it up?
It was just I don't remember an exact date, but it was in the last couple of months.
So either way, if you guys want to know, we can actually look it up for you and If you want to attend the next one or sneak in or whatever, that's on you. But anyway, so this woman comes in, 67 years old. She goes in. She sits down in the audience in the stupid little fold-out chairs. She's sitting there, and this older gentleman who's looked to be about 10 years older than her, so like in his late 70s, he sits down next to her. Now, he's in his late 70s, but he's all the way there with it, with his brain. He doesn't have Alzheimer's or anything like that. And he sits down and he's talking to her, and he kind of alludes to the fact that he's high up in the organization and that he's sitting there to just kind of make sure that everything's going okay. And at first she's like humoring him a little bit, but he starts flirting with her. And because he's talking, go ahead.
Well, you didn't tell him that he threatened them with the punishment of the beast.
Well, I didn't get there yet. So anyway, yeah, he tells her, he says that he's high up in the organization, and he wants to make sure everything's going right, because if they don't, he'll threaten them with the punishment of the beast. So she just kind of laughs, like, okay, and he's flirting with her, and so she's there for like 2 hours, but within that time, she realizes that he really is high up. He really is. So she kind of wants to, like, she's there to get all the information she can, and he asks her, he says, would you like to go to dinner with me? And then afterwards, we can sit and chat a little bit more about the organization. He goes, I came in from New York City. So she's like, okay, public place, so they go have dinner. While they're eating dinner, he does confirm that he is high up. She knows that it's true. I can't remember if she said he showed her stuff, or did you remember what she said? Did he show her like paperwork and stuff that they had planned on doing? It was something about
like
stuff
like program material.
Yeah, it was like program materials and stuff that had his name on them, or what he told her his name was, I should say. So after they have dinner, he invites her up to the room to, talk to her more and show her more stuff. And he goes, you're going to be my whore of Babylon. And he kind of gives a little laugh. And she's like, well, he's 70-something years old. Like, how much harm can he do? So she goes up to the room.
And agrees to be his whore of Babylon.
And yeah, pretty much. And he says to her, I'm just going to wash up. I'll be out in a minute. He goes into the bathroom, shuts the door. He comes out 2 minutes later. And she's sitting in the chair in his hotel room, and this guy that comes out is like 30-some years old, pitch black hair, and bright blue eyes.
And she's like, what happened to the other one?
Yeah, and she's like, what happened? And he said, this is me.
This is my true form.
This is my true form. So, and in less than like a quarter of a second, he flew at her, and he has she said he had both hands on each arm of the chair, and he said, you're gonna be my whore of Babylon. Get up, get on your hands and knees on the bed. I will rip your clothes off and enter you from behind. She said she will never forget it. She said she couldn't move, she couldn't talk, she couldn't scream, she couldn't get away. But he lifted his hand in the air, and all of a sudden she was able to get up, but the only thing she could do was get on the bed and get on all fours. He ripped her clothes off, grabbed her by the hair, stuck his penis into her, which she said it had to be like the longest penis ever. And he was going to town, and he goes,
He's the father of iniquity.
Yeah. He goes, you are my whore of Babylon. You are my whore. Be my whore. And he grabs her head. He pulls her head back. He smacks her in the face. He flips her down.
But she said it felt good.
Yeah, but, I'm not going to get into all those details. And then somehow at some point she ended up on the floor. And she was laying on the floor, and he goes, oh my God, how did she say he said it? He goes,
he said, you will have my children.
Yeah, it was something like that, but he said, I'm trying to think how she said it. It was something like that, but I'm pretty sure it was,
you will birth my children.
That's it. He goes, you will birth my children. And all of a sudden, her legs got spread open.
Well, she said he put his arm up like this.
Well, yeah, he put his arm up. Her legs got spread open, and these things that were like small, like I guess medium-sized orbs, if you were to capture them on like camera, came out of her vagina. Did I just say vagina?
No.
Okay, they came out of her vagina, and there was like 20 or 30 of them, and they were these balls. Vagina, yeah. And then they stood from becoming a ball. They took shape, and they were the size of what the hell? Actually, that lady just now texted me. That's what that was.
Oh wow.
And so they stood up, and they were semi see-through. And he raised both arms, and he said, "Leave and go out into the world." And they walked right through the hotel room door. And he said, "My parting gift to you is this," which is the ring she's wearing. Now, it was a ring he left her with, which is this right here. This is real sterling, real gold, and believe it or not, it doesn't look like it, but that is a blue sapphire. That is what it is. It's a blue sapphire. It looks black.
Because it's dark.
Because it's dark, but, you know, that's what it is. And it's like the pitchforks on the side or some kind of, like, weird symbol. Anyway, like maybe a vagina and a penis. I'm not real sure. But this ring can do anything. Now, because there's God and Satan, there's good and bad, it is a dual magic piece. The owner of the ring decides what the ring does. We cannot put any kind of protection or spell on this. The ring is what it is. It is the original piece.
It'll do dark and
then,
light
oh
magic.
wait, did I even tell them? He looked at her and told them. He didn't say
she
Satan.
Asked, she said,
Yeah,
"Are you?"
No, because she asked if he was Satan, and what did he say? That song from the Rolling Stones, "Pleased to meet you. I hope you guess my name." And she said Satan, and he goes, "No, never. My name is Lucifer.
Yeah.
Don't degrade me." So apparently, calling him Satan
It's offensive.
is offensive to him. But she said he was the best looking man ever that she had ever seen walk the face of the earth. And then he walked right through the wooden door, and that was the last she had seen of him. But this ring does anything. And just hearing her tell me what happened alone, it was just shocking. Just
So did she birth any children?
she did right there in the hotel room. They came out of her vagina like orbs. Hold on, let me pause that.